We talk about a lot of different approaches to accelerate your career in this course. It's mission critical to understand your superpowers. It's important to identify your purpose. It's really important to combine those two in pursuit of something that you're passionate about, that you can truly deliver great results on. But you know what? Nothing else matters if you can't seize control of your days and manage your own agenda. So that's what this is about. And this is maybe one of the shorter videos you'll run into in our program here. But I can tell you, this is a game-changing process, and I don't use that phrase loosely. It's a game-changing process. I use this very process. My coaching clients, from CEOs of Fortune 100 to successful entrepreneurs, use this, and it's something that I want you to do. A little bit of a side story. We've all known that it's important to create a to-do list. Most of us probably have some habit, or at least we have kind of a mental identification of it. A few years ago, I had the occasion to be in a relatively small setting with the great executive coach, Marshall Goldsmith. If you haven't heard about Marshall, run a search on Marshall Goldsmith. He's literally the world's foremost executive coach. And he told a little story. His little story says, you know, I really do need help in my life creating focus. And he goes, I'm Marshall Goldsmith. People tell me that I'm the world's most successful executive coach. Well, you know what? I'm human, and I have to pay someone to call me up every single day and ask me the questions about what it is that I'm going to do and what I did, and I created those questions. So I'm Marshall Goldsmith. I pay people to ask me questions because I'm human and I can't do it on my own. I don't have the discipline. Well, okay, it's a great story, and yeah, he is wildly successful. And you know what? I don't want you to pay anybody to do this. I want you to develop the discipline. And the discipline is to take about 15 minutes at the beginning of your day and 15 minutes at the end of your day. And I want you to think through, write down, and frankly, log and track over time how you're doing against the following questions. So let's run through this beginning of day routine right now. You're sitting there, you've got your coffee, you're all set up, you've started a few minutes early because you know that you want to develop this new high performance behavior. So the questions, the first one, what are the 1 or 2 priorities that you truly need to focus on today? Literally, what are the 1 or 2 priorities? And remember, these need to be those things that are really of high value to your organization, to your team, high contribution. It's areas where you can really draw upon your superpower. So what are those 1 or 2 items that you're going to focus on today? What are the key decisions you need to make that will either allow you to move forward with your agenda or will free up the resources around you to move forward with theirs? If you're managing, leading, and guiding others, remember that every decision you don't make holds someone or some team hostage. So what are the 1 or 2 key decisions that you can make that can promote either your actions or your team's actions? Third question. What are the challenging conversations that you need to cover today? What are those challenging conversations? Guess what we tend to do with these things? We tend to push challenging conversations off. They're challenging for a reason. We don't necessarily seek them out. Yet challenging conversations are where we promote learning, solve problems, find ideas, find our way forward. So I want you to put those at the top of your agenda. The next question. What is it that you need to communicate to your key stakeholders on your top priorities that will allow them to best support you, that will enable them to do their job? So what are the communication steps that you need to take? The next question, all about relationships. What relationships do you need to start, renew, or repair? What relationships do you need to start, renew, and repair? And remember, you're asking these questions every single day. If you're not doing something with relationships, starting a new relationship, renewing an old relationship, or repairing one that isn't working, if you're not doing one of those every single day, frankly, you are missing an opportunity to accelerate in your career, because so much of what we do is dependent upon those individuals around us, those individuals in our networks. The next question. How are you going to work as a fierce listener today? How are you going to be and act as a fierce listener today? Seriously, I want you to deliberately think about and remind yourself that it's your responsibility to tune out the millions of things running through your mind when somebody approaches you and do nothing more than focus on their issues and help them solve their problems. And along the same lines, and for a similar reason, because I want to set and frame my day for success, I want you to ask how you're going to succeed at every single encounter today. Think about this. You're actually going to kind of prep in your mind what it is that you're going to do. I'm going to listen. I'm going to pay attention. I'm going to strive to understand what their needs are. I'm going to strive to find a way to contribute and leave every encounter and every individual I encounter better off than when I found it. And very importantly, I want you to remind yourself to go into the day with a smile on your face. So that's it. They're relatively simple questions, by no means simplistic, and those are framing that beginning of the day. 15 minutes, write them down, track them over time, track how you're doing it. Now we come to the end of day. And what's our natural inclination at the end of day? Most of us would think, all right, what didn't I get done today? What didn't I hit on the priority list? Where did I goof up that encounter? How could I have done things better? You know, I'm really not a fan of that. I love continuous improvement, but I like to do it with a twist. So here are the questions I want you to ask yourself at the end of day. What victories did I achieve on my top priorities today? What victories did you achieve on those top priorities? What did I do great as a listener today? Did I, in fact, help everyone in every single encounter? What decisions did I make that allowed initiatives to move forward? And did I have fun today? That's it. And you know what? Do this process. Take that time, that beginning of day, so critical, sets the stage for a fabulous day. The end of day questions are all about the positive, frames the day for success. And then when you come back into work the next day, rinse and repeat the process. And every day you'll be starting with a smile, clear on your priorities, committed to doing your absolute best, focusing on those things that are the highest contributions, and you'll wrap the day thinking about what you did that was great that you can do more of tomorrow. That's it. It's a game-changing process. I want you to put it to work immediately.